Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the podcast. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow our channel, and as we continue on with the podcast, we want to start new forms of content. We want to start posting our work here on YouTube. So if you want to see some of that and continue supporting the podcast, please subscribe. Enjoy the episode. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Exordia Creative Podcast. Hope you're doing well, hope you're feeling good. Life is good, and we're back in business. Everybody's back in business today, I guess.
Yeah, we're here on this snow day.
Yes, we got dumped on. If you're from Southern Ontario, you probably got dumped on today as well. And
just feels like a classic old school elementary school snow day.
And I don't think schools were closed today.
No?
No, I think they kept them open.
Really? I know even a lot of businesses closed.
Yeah, there were actually. That's true. Huh. Any that we manage?
I'm surprised.
Steve's closed today.
Steve's Pizzeria is closed
due
to the inclement weather. Yeah.
Rough.
Grind doesn't stop in our business, but it definitely I had that vibe when I woke up today.
Yeah.
It was like a snow day.
Yeah. Today is also Punchki Day, but you're going to be watching this after the fact. Went into the bakery today. What a shardy day to have Punchki Day.
Yeah.
There was definitely less traffic in the last. Can you believe I've been going there for 4 years every Punchki Day?
It's crazy.
4 years this year. Anyway, it was a little slower, but again, they had to stop pre-sales, which was good. It's a good sign that we're doing our job.
Yes.
So that's good. I think it's probably just going to be spread out throughout today. Everybody coming in won't be like a big lump sum. It'll be more like.
Which is good if you don't want to wait.
100%.
But yeah, the one day of the year.
Yeah.
You happen to get dumped on.
And they had 3 stands set up too. So they had 2 outdoor ones and then 1 inside. So everybody was well dispersed. And
I did go to the superstore to get some groceries like 2 or 3 times in the last week, and just about every time I saw somebody with a box of punchkis checking out.
Yeah.
So if you want to beat the rush, might not be as fresh, might not have as much choice of flavor, but if you just want to get an assorted box, hit up your local grocery store. I think most of the stores in Chatham have them.
Yeah. It always feels so cool. I handpick my box every year.
Yeah. What'd you get? What kind of flavors?
Blueberry, raspberry.
Okay.
1 lemon.
Okay.
A couple custards.
Custard.
Yeah.
Nice.
Custards are actually pretty good.
I was a little disappointed to hear that they got rid of the banana.
There were bananas floating around in the back today that they
Really?
special made for employees if they wanted them.
Oh,
so,
that's
yes,
dirty.
There was some remnants of banana back there today, but not for the.
That's one of the best ones.
Not for the general public.
In my opinion.
I know.
Blueberry's good.
Yeah, blueberry.
So do you do powder or do you do
both?
Icing sugar?
Both.
What do you like better? I'm icing sugar all the way.
Powder is very messy.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a plate. I just want to muck the thing.
Yeah.
So I had, how many punchis did I have today?
Did they do the on-air mukbang?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. The radio was there though.
Okay.
But dude, you know what? Sorry to we're transitioning a little bit, but nothing brings people together in Canada more than a snowstorm. So my wife, she's a midwife. She was at a birth last night at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Bless her soul. She got up, shoveled her way out of the driveway, and then went to this birth. And it was literally like a 2-minute drive in normal weather. She said it took her 30 minutes. I don't know if that was an exaggeration or not. Her vehicle's all-wheel drive. Like, she should have had no problem.
Before the plows get around, man, it's a different world out there.
She wakes me up this morning at 7 o'clock when she got home. And she's like, babe, I'm stuck at the end of the driveway.
Couldn't get in?
She couldn't get in. So I had to get up early and shovel her out. And then I shoveled for the next 2.5 hours.
That long?
Well, I shoveled my driveway. And then my one neighbor, he came over to me. I love living in this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. One neighbor came over to me. He's like, hey, when the plows come by, can you come help me out? I'm like, yeah, of course, because they block you in once they go by. Like after you finish shoveling, they put a nice snowbank. Yeah. So I did that for a few neighbors. Yeah, and everybody was just in good spirits. Humming sound of snow blowers.
Just a classic Canadian moment.
Classic Canadian moment.
Yeah.
And then I took off to the bakery.
You see who has the good snowblower, who has the old shovel.
Oh, and this guy my neighbor comes up to me. He's like, yeah, a couple of years ago when I went to buy my snowblower, my wife's like, I can't get a big expensive gas one, so I had to get this rinky-dink electric one. He had to recharge his batteries twice today to get in. So. Yeah,
it was definitely our biggest snow. When I got to the office, you're like, you didn't shovel today, did you? Because I live in a building.
Yeah.
It's one of the perks.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't have to do.
But I don't mind it though.
Yeah.
I like working with my hands, but not for money, if that makes sense. Like I like working with my hands sometimes and like doing that kind of stuff.
It can be therapeutic.
Yeah. I like I've always said, I like yard work too. So I'm weird, but It was fun.
It's like a little form of meditation almost.
Yeah.
You don't have to think much about it. Just do the work.
But I'm never going to buy a 2-wheel drive truck again.
No.
How useless is that?
Yeah.
Like, I got stuck so many times today.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Shifted down into first, shifted into second. Vroom.
I will say the plows did a good job.
They did do a good job. Shout out to all the snowplow drivers.
A little late for our first snow, but...
Yeah. Yeah. What else is going on?
It was family day. You do anything fun over the weekend?
I worked yesterday. Dude, ever since... Whenever I move, so for example, we moved offices and I moved houses in the same week.
Yes.
And whenever that happens, it throws off my shit.
100%.
Everything gets thrown off. So I'm still playing catch up from all that. You guys are watching this, listening to this. You've probably seen the podcasts are now out. We've rolled them all out. So yeah, I've just been playing catch up. So yesterday I came into the office for a bit, uploaded some podcasts, yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is our second episode with our new backdrop, right?
It is. It is our second episode.
Right. So yeah, if you guys check out some of the previous ones, we were able to salvage the audio.
On the one, yeah. I was actually really impressed. That was the only one we lost was for the video. So,
Yeah.
And I did a little intro for that podcast, just
Right.
letting everybody know so
I
they
saw
can
that.
hop off. Anchor and Spotify numbers are up, so appreciate you guys for that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the audience is growing, which is good. They're not crazy numbers, but it's nice to see that upward trajectory.
As long as we're moving in the right direction.
Exactly. As long as we're not going down, so that's good. Dude, I caved.
Caved?
I caved.
On what?
I bought a PlayStation.
Did you go in for your birthday?
No.
Okay, because I remember you were suspecting maybe getting one for your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I already kind of knew one of the gifts that your wife was planning.
Yes. My wife got me an espresso machine and a coffee grinder. Gosh, coffee tastes good at home.
Yeah.
Because I do have a regular coffee maker, but when I make all 8 cups, I'm like, this is such a waste.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't just make 4. You don't want like that much because then I don't know how many
100%.
beans. So anyway, this coffee grinder I got, I was actually really impressed. I think it was like $60 or $70,
Yeah.
but you can change the level of grind, how many cups it grinds.
Right.
Like, amazing.
Yeah. Game
So that's
changer
good.
for
And
sure.
I did get some salted caramel.
From Bulk Barn.
Yep, from Bulk
That's
Barn.
our favorite blend.
That's the
In
hookup.
case anybody's wondering.
Yeah, that's what we sip on.
Yeah. Once you enjoy the coffee you make at home better than Starbucks or whatever else, that's how you know you've made it.
And you also save so much money. Like I don't buy
100%.
I don't buy coffee a lot anyway. Yeah.
There's really no need to if you have a better one at home.
No, exactly. But yeah, I bought a PlayStation.
Nice. What have you been playing?
I just got it today.
Oh, really?
Just got it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
What's the plan?
COD.
Yep.
Gonna rip some COD.
For sure.
Gonna rip some Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Download a couple skateboarding games. Just a way to chill.
So what's the COD that people are playing now? Is it the
Warzone.
Right, but is it Battle Royale or is it the multiplayer?
Battle Royale, I believe.
I've heard a lot of people are playing the multiplayer now.
There's a bunch of different ones now. There's Battle Royale and multiplayer.
Yeah.
So
I think you don't even have to pay for Battle Royale. You just get it.
Yeah,
but if you want to
get
play the multiplayer, you have to buy the game.
yes. And what's cool about PlayStation versus Xbox is I don't have to pay to play online,
Right.
which is a plus. And the thing came with a headset, which is kind of cool.
I think PlayStation is definitely the way to go.
I think so. And you can cross-platform because all of our friends have Xboxes. So I was like, but
Where'd you get it?
Best Buy.
Right. Yeah, everything's open.
Yeah.
Regular hours. This is the first day of the little lifting of the lockdown.
Yeah.
So now some of the non-essential stuff is open at limited capacity.
Yeah.
So it's a little easier to get stuff done.
Yeah. I was going back and forth on whether to get one or not, but
Yeah, you gotta live a little.
gotta live a little.
If it's a good way to unwind for you, then
Yeah.
I support it. Plus,
So-
they probably maintain their resale value. If
Yeah,
you
because
get
I
bored
looked.
of it.
I looked used.
Okay.
They're selling for like $50 less than new. I'm like, okay.
50 less than new.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Get $50 worth of use, and then you can feel free to sell it whenever you're done.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
That's awesome.
What else is up? What's new with you?
Did you say what you did on Family Day? Oh yeah, you said you worked.
I just worked. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I had mostly a chill day. Got to hang out with my mom.
Nice.
She did some cooking.
Nice.
Shout out to my mom for trying some vegan options.
A.
That's always fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. What else? Markets are down today.
Didn't check today.
Stock market is pretty red. Yeah.
How bad?
Well, you know what's different. Some of the major indices are down just a couple percent, or not even. Some of my stocks were big losers today.
Like individuals or like the S&P?
Yeah, individuals. The indices were down a little bit.
Okay.
But I hold this company called Palantir, which is like a defense company that went public like 6 months ago or something like that. They were down 10% today. That one hurt. And it's mostly because the bond yield rate is going up on like long-term 10-year treasury bonds.
Okay.
So they've been super low basically since the start of the pandemic, and even before that. They've just been at rock bottom rates, which disincentivizes people from putting money into bonds because you don't make any money. You lose money with inflation. And they're slowly climbing up. The 10-year treasury bond rate in the U.S. got up to 1.25% today, which doesn't sound like a lot, but considering that we are bottoming out near zero, and in other places in the world they're getting into negative rates even to really disincentivize buying bonds. We're starting to see things trend the other direction for the first time. And that's kind of like inversely related with stock sentiment, because as bonds become a better deal, you might be less likely.
Yeah, so what, people are selling their stocks and they're buying bonds?
Yeah, more or less. Not necessarily the same people, but it's like a speculative play that you can't buy bonds when the 10-year treasury yield is 0%, because you're literally losing money to inflation.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's putting their money in stocks, because there's no other option. But we start to see it slowly go up. And 1.25% is nothing on a 10-year treasury bond, but it's an indication that the yield rate is finally rising after having rock bottom interest rate for so long.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And that's just that's just a lever of monetary policy that the Fed can pull to incentivize some more bond buying.
Thanks, Biden.
Well,
interesting.
What he's doing is having the inverse effect.
Yeah,
All his fiscal policy, I think everybody's getting 1,400 now, maybe 600. I don't know.
So you follow U.S. politics quite a bit. Like you know what's going on. Well, not necessarily politics, but you follow the U.S. quite a bit.
Strictly the finance.
Do you
side.
find that there's like a lot less talk of Trump?
Well, he's out of office.
I know, but do you feel like there's like a lot less? And do you find that like, did you get stressed out at all by reading all the time and having him saying whatever he was saying and all that, or no?
I mean, it's annoying having Trump be like the centerpiece of most U.S. news, but like I'm strictly focused on the financial side. I don't know, it's all Biden now.
Yeah.
Right? That's just such is the news cycle.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on with the impeachment process really.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, like the damage Trump has doled out is done.
It's done. Yeah.
I hear less about him now.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you?
Same. And I just kind of like it that way. Like let's just move on. Yeah. Talking about investments and stuff.
He's a former president. What else is there to say?
Exactly. Talking about investments and stuff. I was with a Pokemon collector investor this weekend. I was chatting it up with him. Man, did he ever reignite my freaking fire for it all.
Really?
So what he's found, and I'm not going to say who he is, but what he's found is that a lot of the first edition cards are being purchased, and a lot of them are going through PSA and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the PSA 10s are kind of like staying at their value. So the lower PSA numbers are now skyrocketing in price.
Gotcha.
So what he had in his junk pile, he's now sending off to PSA. So these are like, his junk pile is like 6, 7, 8s, whatever. He's sending them off to PSA to get graded because they're just skyrocketing in value, which is crazy.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah. And then I was going to bid on this. I was going to buy, I think they were from 1999, but the original set of cards, this guy in the U.S. was selling them for, they sold for just over 900 Canadian. All the cards.
Okay.
There was a Charizard in there. It wasn't like the first edition stamp, but it was like the first edition set. I believe it was the unlimited version from 99. Anyway.
Nice old set.
That Charizard can go for, if it's a 10, can go for over 10 grand. And I'm like, oof. But I texted this investor collector guy, and he's like, you need to see the backs of the cards. If you cannot see the backs of the cards, don't buy it.
Right.
So I ended up passing on it, but holy shit, was I ever on fire? Anyway, so I'm back in the game. I'm hunting again.
I know it seemed like you got into it overnight a few months ago.
Yeah.
And you had like a really big passion for it.
Yeah.
And I was even looking into it a little bit. And then we both kind of lost interest and it fell off. But I'm not surprised because, if
the 25th anniversary is this month, 27th.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to get bigger and bigger. Like I would love to just buy and hold one of those sets, send some off for PSA. Because like if the lower PSA numbers are now going up, that means that the other, I guess it's not a trilogy because there's not 3, but the other sets will also continue to go up, like the fossils and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hunting again.
That's cool. And it's fun, you know?
It is fun
to get on eBay and dive for the potential value and stuff.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me because, you know, if there's a fixed supply of the PSA 10s and they're getting fewer and harder to find, then, you know, people are dumping so much money into this industry that it's only sensical that, I guess, the lower PSAs, which, by the way, PSA is a grading system. Like PSA 1 being poor condition, PSA 10 being like absolute mint, immaculate condition. Yeah. And it's really strict. Like one small misalignment or something on the card would take you from like a PSA 10 to a PSA 8. Yeah. I've been told. Yeah. I've never gone through the submission process, but I've seen some of the pictures and it looks really rigorous.
And here's the other thing about the whole, I'm going to put the weight back on this eventually too. I don't like how that rocks. Okay. But anyway, that's the other thing is that PSA is now 6 to 8 months to get your cards back.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you supposed to time and figure out when the market's going to be, you know, like you're not going to get those cards. And even Buddy, he doesn't get his cards for 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, it's tough.
So
it makes me wonder why there aren't new players coming into the grading space.
There are others. There's BGS and a few other, but they're not, they don't have the resale value that PSA has, right? Everybody that knows cards knows PSA.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why they don't blow up their operation. Maybe they're worried that this is a fad and they don't want to expand too quickly.
Maybe. Can you imagine how much money they're making?
Yeah.
Oof. Insane.
I think they're a pretty small team.
Yeah. Well, they must be.
Yeah. I mean, it would suck to overstaff your company and try to grow really fast and then this dies off. But yeah, the point being, people cannot hold cash. They're doing absolutely anything to preserve the value of their money, and it's going into everything. It's going into trading cards. It's going into art. It's going into real estate. You know, there's bubbles everywhere. Yeah. You can see it everywhere. Is it sustainable? We don't know. But people are just so desperate to part with their cash and put it into something that holds value. We're seeing appreciation in just about everything. Yeah. Which makes it great if you have assets, terrible if you don't.
And you've heard this before. These are unprecedented times.
These are unprecedented.
This is crazy.
How many times have you heard that in the past year?
Too many.
Yeah.
Too many.
Also, another possible indication as to why the stock market was retracing a bit is because Bitcoin reached 50,000.
US?
Yep. Holy shit. So that's like 60, 62, 65 something Canadian, which is an all-time high ever for Bitcoin, which is pretty cool. And that's not as inversely related to the equities market as the bond and treasury yields are. Yeah. But still has that opposite effect. So you can see how interest sways between the different asset types. But yeah, just you can't escape it. No. In any industry, any type of collectible, literally anything.
Do you still have shoes?
So desperate. Yeah, I have a few pairs of shoes.
Nice.
They just keep going up. Yeah. You know, it's happening everywhere.
Did you ever get rid of those the Travis Scott ones?
No, I've never sold any pair that I have.
Sick.
Yeah. Nice. Just keeping them in the vault.
Nice. Do you still do the shoe stuff?
I try. That day that I pulled an all-nighter, I actually woke up again like an hour after that to go try to get another pair. Didn't get it. Yeah. It's tough. The way we're talking about shoe releases, by the way, like online, Nike, Jordan kind of stuff. The way I look at it is I set my alarm for 5:55, and if I don't get it, then I wasted 5 minutes and kind of interrupted my sleep. But if I get it, then it's an easy resell. Yeah. Because a lot of these shoes sell for like $200 to $300, and some of their resale value is anywhere from like $400 to several thousand. Yeah. So it's definitely worth the 5-minute wait for a nice come up. Yeah. I just keep them in the closet, keep them in storage, and
I remember at Exordia 1, which is not in this building, we had that big team trying to buy shoes.
Right. We had a few of the boys.
And I was in the waiting room for a while, and I was like, oh my gosh, but we didn't get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
And a lot of people use bots and like automated clickers and stuff, which can work, but of course the sites do everything they can to render those obsolete every release, so it gets harder to use them. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're into. if you're knowledgeable about like a collectible or a certain like niche kind of industry, it's probably a way to make money just by investing in that kind of stuff right now.
There's somebody niche moving into our old office.
Who's that? The sticker company.
The sticker guy.
Right.
So
this has been an ongoing mystery to us.
I can't wait to meet him like officially, but Nate, our landlord, the guy that owns the building.
Yeah.
How he described it to me is this guy gets action figures, and then if you have stickers that were originally on the action figures, he has the stickers for those action figures. So he's definitely a part of like the whole resale thing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
If you have some old beat up toy, he'll kind of restore it.
Maybe.
Huh.
I'm excited to see his operation, see what he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to me. There's so many signs of people wanting to part with their money so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole GameStop movement
that
we talked about. You know, people who have no experience investing are taking out loans. They're just so enthusiastic to throw money at something.
Yeah.
Because you see what's happening to the dollar. You know you don't want to hold on to it, and you've got to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Crazy time to be a collector.
I joined that the Wall Street Bets.
Oh, yeah?
What a weird group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing like it used to be now.
No, there's like 9 million people now.
Yeah. And I think prior to the whole fiasco, there was like a couple 100,000.
Yeah.
So now you can't even compare it to the group it used to be.
I just see a lot of memes and stuff. There are some people talking about how they're bullish on whatever and yada, 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 but whatever. Cool to look at what's going on.
To each their own. A lot of speculative plays and day trading and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely not something I'd recommend to the average person, but
yeah,
to each their own.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be successful at it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well,
should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up. You got anything else?
I think that's about it. I don't know.
Okay.
You guys are probably seeing like an onslaught of Exordia podcasts right now. They're just going out day after day after day. But
that'll end this week.
Yep. We're all caught up now. So thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for being patient. And we appreciate the views.
And we will see you next week. Peace.
Thanks, guys.